The objective of this lesson is to divide two-digit dividends by one-digit divisors using base 10 blocks and a partitive model. We will record the quotient in an equation and write both division and multiplication equations. In the previous lesson, students used partial products to find solutions, and in this lesson, we will use partitive division to find solutions. Both partial and partitive have the word part, signifying a piece of a whole. In partitive division, students share a whole equally among a known number of groups. We can also think of it as equal shares. Students used base 10 blocks in class, but at home, students will use boxes, lines, and dots. Students are familiar with these notations for base 10 blocks. The lines are known as rods or sticks and represent the number 10. The dots are units and represent the number 1. We will begin with the problem 42 divided by 3 equals E. Since we are dividing by the number 3, we'll create an array of 3 boxes and record 4 tens or lines and 2 dots above the array. Take and divide each line and dot equally within the array, beginning with lines or tens, and divide them equally within the array. Because we are dividing equally, each array has to have the same amount. After sharing the tens equally, there are 1 10 and 2 ones remaining. Your student knows that 1 10 is equivalent to 10 ones. Cross off the line and replace it with 10 dots. Now take the 12 dots or ones and divide and share them equally within each square of the array. Be careful with the recording too. We have divided up all the tens and ones. We're ready to find the quotient. Another way to look at this is to see that there are 3 groups of 14, and we can conclude that 3 groups of 14 equals 42, and write the corresponding multiplication equation of 3 times 14 equals 42. Let's look at the problem of 80 divided by 5 equals F. Let's begin by drawing an array of 5 squares. Then take 5 of the 8 tens and place 1 in each box of the array. Decompose the remaining lines, which are really tens, and distribute them equally into the array. Place 2 dots in each array box until we run out. Then the next 10 line and the last. Looking at the total number of tens and ones in an array box, we notice that we have 1 10 and 6 ones, which is 10 plus 6, and that equals 16. That means F equals 16. We also know that we have 5 groups of 16, and we write 5 times 16 equals 80. We know students will be successful if they can divide a 2-digit dividend by a 1-digit divisor using base 10 block notation in an array, and also record a multiplication equation to represent the resulting work. The objective of this lesson was to divide 2-digit dividends by 1-digit divisors using base 10 blocks and a partitive model. We met this objective by using base 10 blocks and the partitive model.